The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Beginning on the ground with Patterson. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. The numbers for him from a week ago. 20 carries, 110 yards in the score.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. They'll run with Patterson. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. After last week's loss, you bet this offense probably wanted to come out with a little more fire than a 3-and-out.
And I'm sure that people are saying, hey, come on, Coach, what was the pregame talk? Have these guys ready to go? But you and I both know it goes into preparation and practice and being ready to go. That gives you the confidence to come out and play. They've got to find that and fast.
This is taken at the 15. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Stafford now to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He's got a man, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a 3rd down. Felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Stafford looks to throw again. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. And the Rams are 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. And now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
It's not like pressure to affect the accuracy and the timing of a guy trying to throw the football. And on that play, they ended up flushing him to his left, contacted him as he's trying to throw the football, and that led to the incompletion.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in there. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. So they're able to win that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important 2nd and 9. Mariota dancing to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Throwing, Mariota. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Now Stafford. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 21 carries, 107 yards.
Well, they set a nice tone in week 1. He's among the leading rushers in the league. I think that they continue to feed him the football and continue to establish the running game so they can get the play action and throw the ball deep later on.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They snap it to Stafford. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he is going to have the Rams first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. On the give, this is Akers. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
They've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Here's Akers. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. From the shotgun, here's a give to Akers. And he is going to have a Rams first down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. 3-0 after 1 on EA's. The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Now a run with Akers. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9. They'll go again here with Akers. 41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On the sneak, it's Stafford, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Matthew Stafford with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. And they wasted no time, right down near the goal line, and they just sneak it in.
Just do what you need to do. Big guys going up front. Have the field general, the leader, just fall in behind him.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead grows to 10. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Week 2 underway around the NFL. And a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener. The 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night a treat, Monday night doubleheader. Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern. And then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Mariota.
And complete to Drake London. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
1st and 10, it's Patterson.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
From the gun, Mariota. And the Rams got it. They bring him down.
Well, Aaron Donald just so strong they can't block him, and he records the sack. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely, because remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything, as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
Fielded at the 20. It's a 49-yard punt, but subtract 9 there for the return.
Set to go again. Here's Cam Akers in the LA offense.
A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25. See some head shaking on that defensive sideline because so much focus on taking away what he did last week as NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Big gain there for him to start.
I love your observation because you would think they'd be prepared for him after what he did the previous week. But sometimes that skill set actually intimidates a defense, and he used it to his great advantage.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
They give up the middle to Akers.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
49 yards on the ground for him so far.
The Rams on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
They'll try and run for this with Akers.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try the air now with Stafford. That's going to be caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Stafford's going to take it himself. And he is over the line for another rushing touchdown.
Is he a quarterback or is he a tailback?
Matthew Stafford with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point by Gain is up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was kicked off by the quarterback sneak for 6. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
Mariota now to throw on 1st down.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now a dump off here complete. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. From just shy of midfield, Mariota. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
To the air again, Mariota. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the 1st down in the process. Mariota.
Another completion right back to Patterson.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To throw again on second down. Mariota, nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
The sack backs him up, so now Mariota in Atlanta dealing with a 3rd and long.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Pretty good job escaping the pressure. Gets him 15 yards on the scramble, but now it's 4th down. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. Down the numbers. There he goes. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, LA. His first touchdown here in the new campaign. And the Rams take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. So a pretty wild turn of events there. Instead of a sure 3 points, it's 6 the other direction.
And if you're kicking in the NFL, that should be pretty much automatic, but I don't think that's on him at all. The protection broke down. That led to the block.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Fields it right around the goal line.
Pass midfield. Avery Williams. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there.
This fielded right at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the Rams about to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
And just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. A final shot before the break, Stafford. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
So here are the Rams to take over. They were winners a week ago against Buffalo, and they lead here with a 1st and 10. Now Stafford. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw, Stafford.
That's complete to the tight end, Hopkins. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
From the 50, it's Stafford. That's complete once again to Hopkins. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one good for 26 and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone.
And he's got it. That's Cup for a Ram touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Rams take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. I'll tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree? Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They went easily last week. Outside victory here, they're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league. The touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Take it in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. First and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at their own 21. Mariota now. Got landed on a slant. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Patterson running between the tackles and taken down just shy of the 40. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established. Yeah, they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. To throw is Mariota. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Mariota. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go. They'll throw again. Mariota. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Leonard Floyd able to record his 5th sack of the season. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly. And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9
to be precise.
Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, LA!
Cooper Kupp with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Atlanta now coming out on the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Falcons.
Drake London, 81 yards. And the Falcons are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is down to 24. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
Taken at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And we're going to look at Cooper Kupp as the Rams offense gets ready to take over possession.
A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though?
Absolutely.
Who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Stafford. His throw incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Stafford. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, and certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Now Patterson to start the drive.
And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of his end zone, Mariota.
That's caught left side to tight end Pitts.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons. Now Mariota.
this one too low.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. Mariota to throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Touchdown! Cooper Kupp, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Rams get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point by Gain is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal is not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. These guys have caught him 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, Mariota. And that is incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he fields it cleanly. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again.
And this is going to be back-to-back tackles for a loss here as the Falcons defense yet again drops him behind the line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And the Falcons will take over possession here up at the 44. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
This one left side caught by Patterson. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Looking to throw again on second down. Mariota. Throw left side, complete to Bird. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The Falcons on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now Mariota. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Bird. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Throwing again on second down. Mariota. Incomplete. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
On third down, Mariota. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on third down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped him for no gain.
Desperation time. Mariota on 4th down. Got his man. It's London. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Again, it's Mariota. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On second down, there's the option going left. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down. Straight ahead, Patterson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. To throw, Mariota. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. 3rd and long here for Mariota.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. And I think we both agreed he could have a really good game with this matchup, but over 200 yards now.
I don't think we saw it as that good. And I think what really makes it special is when games like this are occurring, it's not just getting locked in and in the zone and on a roll. It's continuing to adjust throughout the game because, you know, the defense is kicking coverages towards him, trying their best to slow him down, and he keeps getting the better of it.
And whatever they've done, it hasn't worked. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Stafford going to throw it. This is caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just ran onto that big lead. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
On second down, Mariota again. And his throw is incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
Throwing is Mariota. Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. To the air again, Mariota. Right back to Pitts again. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be second down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches as we just saw him do there because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about